Hi, very good morning to you. My name is Darren and I'm the English tutor from EnglishTuition.org. In today's video, I want to talk about a very cliche advice that all of us have been receiving since the day we start receiving education from schools. And whenever we encounter language setbacks, we are not doing so well for our tests and exams in schools, and then we go up there to the teacher or somebody who has done well in the exams, and then we ask them, right, how can we do well in the language paper? Okay, and sometimes students ask this question out of desperation because they think that they have been working hard on the subject, but for some reason they have not been able to achieve the results that they are looking for. So they go up there to the teacher and ask, what can I do to improve on the language, right? I'm like maybe just borderline passing the subject or maybe even failing. So I'm desperately in need because it is part of the promotion criteria, okay, for schools to achieve a minimum pass in English, right? Otherwise, the student might run into some trouble, okay, when the time comes for him or her to be promoted to the next level. So passing English is very important to the students. So the advice or the typical advice that the teachers give to the students is just read more. I have personally received that sort of advice myself, and it's not a wrong advice. I think reading certainly helps with the language, and it certainly helps but to a certain extent. In fact, the very first student that I taught when I first got into part-time tutoring was a student who enjoyed reading very much. He would read Harry Potter books, he would read Mr. Midnight, he would read different types of fiction books during his free time. So the parents were baffled. They were puzzled, right, and they were unable to figure out why the boy is not doing that well in English. I think what was happening was that it's not that the student is not learning from the books that he was reading. I think there are certain grammar rules that need to be explained further. There are certain writing techniques that may not be so apparent to the children when they read. And for the most part, children read. They read for leisure. Okay, they are reading not to look out for the grammar and for the technical aspects of the writing, right? They are reading for the entertainment, right? They want to enjoy the story, and they are looking for the ha-ha moments, the funny moments, the action-packed, parts of the storybooks. And because they are so focused on the storyline, the rest of the language aspects kind of just didn't occur to them. So they did not learn the language part of the story. Okay, but having said that, reading is still very useful, because what I found from the student was that first, he actually already has a wide range of vocabulary, because he has seen those words before, and when I tested him on his vocabulary, he actually knows a lot of words. Okay, it's just that the grammar rules is not very sure, and nobody has explained to him how the grammar works. And the second good thing that came out of the reading was that he's actually more creative, okay, and more imaginative because of all the fiction stories that he have read, and he has no lack of ideas. So when I asked him to write, some students face a challenge when it comes to generating content, right? Because they do not read enough, and they do not have enough ideas to borrow, right? And they have a very weak idea of what a good storyline looks like. But for this particular student, he has no problems. If I ask him to write, he can just write. Okay, 300 words, 400 words, 500 words, not a problem at all. So that's the benefit of reading. And I think with some guidance, he starts to slowly understand, okay, the grammar rules that are operating behind the scenes, and he starts to understand more of the intentions of the writer. But all that comes with guidance, right? Somebody has to point it out to him, hey, this is what the writer is doing. This is what the writer is trying to achieve. This is the writing effect. By using these words, and this is what is going to happen, right? So it's always good to have somebody guide a child like that. And I hope from what I've said and from the story that I've shared, you now have a clearer idea of why the reading itself is not translating to the grades that we are looking for. Because if we continue to go down that route without the proper guidance, it's just going to lead to a very similar result. Lots of ideas, good vocab, but maybe still weak in grammar and still weak in writing techniques, and not being able to comprehend the intentions of the writer very well. So I hope this video has been useful to you in some way or the other. Okay, if you want to help out the channel, please try to share this video with your friends and like this video. If you think that I'm talking rubbish, then just give it a thumbs down. Either way, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.